We are getting started tonight with our partners for this event, Sunday Jump's very own Steady. Stephanie Sager and Eddie M. Gana Jr. are spoken word artists and community organizers based in Los Angeles. They are founders of Sunday Jump, a community open mic series in historic Filipinotown. Since meeting at UC Irvine, they have performed their poetry, facilitated workshops, and delivered keynotes on the radio, television, and stages across the nation. As organizers, they believe that the arts serves an important avenue for personal growth, developing community activists, and ultimately greater social change. They are also married and dog parents. All right, come on up, Steady.
Alright, so we really feed off of your energy. So if you hear a line that you like or you relate with, everyone snap your fingers. Everyone snap, snap, snap. Lovely, lovely. In addition to that, you can also do if it satisfies your hunger pains for creative self-expression. You can give a Everyone together again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, just like you had some Hi-Fi Kitchen.
Yes, yes, yes. I love the bee's knees, by the way. Anyone got the bee's knees yet?
The calamansi
Yeah, the calamansi.
Oh, it's so good.
And so for our first poem, we'd like to share, being here in historic Filipinotown and thinking about all the places where we call our home or our safe space, whether it is here in Los Angeles or being welcome in other cities such as Chicago, and everything in between. And so for this poem, it's dedicated to those spaces which is home.
That make us feel like home, and in a way welcoming you to our home as well, this space. Okay. 20 times this feels like home. 1.
When nothing ever feels like this, I need this. This moment is an oxygen mask in a world crashing down with borders, walls, and executive orders. Remember to breathe then we can help each other.
2. When all else fails, we can black box. We are alive and we will make it out okay. We are alive and we will make it out okay. 3.
When one way or another, we will throw it back in TLC that life is less of a scrub nowadays because we're sticking to the rivers and lakes that we're used to. 4 or 5.
When Los Angeles is a conversation of freeways.
6. When our journeys cross like hugs with consent, when a handshake turns into a tilt of the familiar turns, into discovering you grew up in the same town and went to the same high school. 7.
When asking how are you is not an automated voicemail. We are not meant to be telemarketer messages left after the beep. We are more. We are endless chismes with best friends on unlimited data. Let's keep talking.
8. When all provinces rise to revolution and prove that our resistance is more DNA than Ancestry.com.
9. When time flies and we dance like family reunions without skeletons or that bumbling uncle from the open bar.
10. When poetry is a language I am still learning, when I can understand more than I can speak it, and through it all, you know what I'm trying to say anyway. 11.
When understanding that a relationship doesn't work if neither side wants to change, that at the end of the day, partnership is about love, and everything else is rhetoric.
12. When finding purpose means asking questions, learning from mistakes, and figuring out what makes you feel whole. 13.
When luck has nothing to do with it.
14, 15, and 16. When our parents laughed at us, we thought we were so smart, but they were once this age too. 17.
Almost adults.
18. Finally adults. 19.
When an open space does not mean empty space.
20. When another milestone is to be celebrated. When growing means challenging, means building, means fighting, means listening, means learning, means crying, means shouldering, means breaking, means solving, means falling, means accepting, means moving, means crashing, means trying, means writing. When the number of times this feels like home will always be 1, we don't mind losing count. And so here at Sunday Jump, Saturday, Sunday Jump. We do host our open mics every first Sunday of the month, and what's just great about this event, just kicking off for this year, our 11th year, is our first special event, and so just very excited being able to collaborate and work with you, Chris, because the first time we ever met Chris was online, actually, when our virtual mics were happening because of the pandemic in the thick of it, right? You signed on and you said that, from Chicago, like, what? No way. But later on in 2021, in the fall of 2021, then you came out here, get to see you in person, got to rock it, and, just like, it speaks to the connection, not only just in one city, but all over to the next, and just how we can, like, build community, so just very honored, to be able to host and welcome your new book. Yeah. And so with that said, with our final poem, just thinking about that content warning, what we'll talk about today. I mean, for us, this year is about our Filipino identity and all of history and where, everything.
Yeah, sort of like when we wrote this, it was sort of like a reflection of like where we fit in the context of all of it. So that's this poem. Yeah.
I am Filipino-Filipina.
I am Filipino-Filipina.
We are Philippine-X.
Replace the F with a P. Filipino-Filipino.
Switch between O or A. Filipino-Filipina. Replace the O
or A
with an X. We are Philippine-X.
The X is intersectionality.
X.
To be inclusive.
X.
Not limited to the gender binary.
X. Much like how we spoke.
X.
Before colonizers to their throats.
X.
Sha.
X.
They did it.
X. They came from Spain, 1521 to 1898.
They came from the United States, 1899 to X. They taught us how to speak, to pray before we eat, to believe in a religion, follow a God we've never heard of, make up a sign in an unwritten language, babayin, because it's too difficult for them to translate.
They created kudlit in the shape of a cross, so that whenever we write, whenever we read, we are learning lies.
X. Where is our history? X1, Morbe, California, 1587. X2, St. Louisiana, 1763. X3, Philippine-American War in 1899. X4, Watsonville Riots, 1930. X5, Decision Act 1946. X6,
Delano Grape Strike of 1965.
X7,
People Power Movement in 1986.
X8,
Kabatang Makabayan in 1999.
X9,
Tagalog and Peace Studies in 2003.
X10,
Philippine Nexus for Black Lives since 2013.
X. We are Philippine-X. When Adam Carolla said, we have nothing but Manny Pacquiao and sex tours.
When Manny Pacquiao said gay marriage was worse than animals.
When Pia Versbach said, it's a good relationship, we were colonized.
When Duterte said he'd be happy to slaughter them.
When Trump said, we come from a shithole country.
When the New York Times said we do not exist.
X. For X, everything X, that X, we X, R X, everything that we are X, this X represents a list that we have so much more to do. Isang bagsak, dalawang bagsak, tatlong bagsak.